Guys and girls, this is the first video on how to solve stoichiometry problems. I'm going to be doing a couple of the stations that you had in class on Wednesday, and I want to show an example essentially of how to do each one of these stations. So this is the first one to do just the one-step, very basic mole-to-mole stoichiometry problem. And I'm doing problem number 165 on page 890 in your textbook. And it reads as this: how many moles of sodium will react with water to produce 4 moles of hydrogen in the following balanced equation? So remember, in stoichiometry problems, we use our balanced equation, specifically the coefficients, to go from moles of one chemical to moles of another chemical. We treat our balanced equation, in other words, like a recipe. We can scale that recipe up or down as needed. So looking through the problem here, my given is 4 moles of hydrogen. So I'm going to write that out for starters. 4.0 moles. And now in the equation, they write hydrogen by itself as H2. So that's the formula for hydrogen. I'm going to write that out just like that, H2. Now, I want to cancel out moles of H2 because that's the unit I'm starting with, so that has to go in my denominator. Remember, whatever unit you're starting with has to be the unit on bottom in your conversion factor. Now I'm going to go back to the problem. They're asking me how many moles of sodium. So I need to have moles of, well, sodium is just Na, and that's going to be the unit in my numerator. So this is always the unit I'm looking for, and this is always the unit I started with. Okay, now, where do I get numbers for this conversion factor? Again, that's my balanced chemical equation. So my equation tells me that there's 2 moles of Na versus 2 moles of hydrogen. I'm sorry, versus just 1 mole of hydrogen. There's only a 1 in front right there. I don't have to care about the other chemicals that are in this equation. They're not involved in this problem. So now to solve this, moles of hydrogen divided by moles of hydrogen, those cancel each other out. Moles of Na is the unit of my answer. And math-wise, it's 4 times 2 divided by 1, or 8. So I have 8.0 moles of sodium produced, or I'm sorry, 8.0 moles of sodium are needed to produce 4 moles of hydrogen. That's how you do the one-step, simplest stoichiometry problems.